What's up, everybody? Welcome back. All right, so today I was just out here vacuum sealing some skipjacks, and I thought, well, now would be as good a time as any to make a little video about my bait tank that I put together. I mentioned in a video I did about my bow that I had ordered the tank. It was the video I did about the lights, and but I got it, and I got it all put together, and it was a couple of week process, so I didn't film as I was doing different things. But I'm just going to show you what I did do. I got about 500 bucks in it. Now, I don't think that's too bad, because if you're looking at any bait tanks, any of the commercial made tanks are just outrageous, and I don't need that. I was just wanting a tank primarily to keep brim in for catfish bait. And not to say that I won't ever put any shad in it. I'm sure I will. But I'm not trying to keep bait alive for days on end. I just want to keep them alive to go out and do a fishing trip. A few hours. Keep them fresh. And this is a 26-gallon tank. And when I bought it, it's just a bare tank. It's just the tank and the lid. And that's it. It didn't have anything. But I'll spin you around over here, and I'll show you what I did. And, maybe some of you can get some ideas. Maybe you want to put one together yourself, to have a reasonably priced, pretty good, I think, bait tank. But anyway, let me get you over here, and we'll check it out. All right, y'all. So I got you popped on the chesty. Well, we'll start with the bottom of it here. What I did, I took just some, it's about maybe a 16th inch thick rubber sheet, and I cut it, and I just put it on the bottom with some spray on adhesive, just so when it's in the boat, my boat is aluminum and the surface is kind of rough, it's just not wearing into the plastic, sliding around or whatever. I just put that on there just to prolong its life. And then if you look at this right here, this is where there was a hole for a plug, and the plug came with it, but this thing is just garbage. This right here, this is going straight in the trash. I couldn't get it to seal. I couldn't find anything that I could really get this hole to seal, so I just plugged it permanently, and I'm not going to use it at all. I'm going to pump the water out of it, and then this thing's not that big. You can just turn it over and dump it right out. Let me sit it up right where you can see here. Now, I did drill a 7/8 hole here, and I got this plug in there that I can take out. When I am cleaning it, washing it, I can take that out, and any water up in this channel can, when it's upside down, comes right out of that hole. And that's what I'm gonna roll with, because I couldn't find, everything I tried with that bottom hole leaked. I just couldn't get it to seal, so did away with it. Anyway, up top, I added stainless steel handles, stainless steel hinges, and then I just use these blocks here as my closure. And I got stainless steel screw. Everything on here is stainless steel. Underneath, I've got a nylock, which you can get to a certain tightness and it'll stay there because of the nylon and the end of the nut. So I've got these adjusted, where they got some drag, but they're not flopping around. And then right here in the top of the tank, it had two holes about 1 1/8 or so. I don't know for what, maybe your wiring, I don't know, but I just got rid of that. I just covered them up. Now these blocks for the closure, under the hinges, everything, what I used for those, I went and bought a little pack of cutting boards, and I took and cut these things up on a bandsaw and made my little blocks. And we have a store here in Georgia called Ollie's. It's kind of like a dollar store on steroids, but I bought like a 3-pack of these. I think they were $9, and I went to hacking on them, cut them up. And then this is the glue that I use right here to glue the blocks on. This stuff works, works great. They're on there forever. And then so I cut these, and then these are glued to the lid, because like I said, when I got this, it comes with the lid and it's just loose. I mean, it's not attached, it's not anything. And then did my hinges, and then you can see here, right here, those holes I'm talking about that I just wanted to cover up. And I also add, this is a nylock. You see how that's got that little nylon in that nut hole? But I added this pull too, a little finger pull. And so when you just got something to grab to without trying to dig in the edge right there, it's easy. And then get it opened up. You see here I added this I don't even know what you call it, molding around the lip. Doesn't come with any of this. And what this is, I ordered this on Amazon. It's just some rubber, and see, it slides up on there in the channel like that. It's kind of a rubbery stuff. Works pretty good. And then now the lid, when it's on there, it's kind of recessed in there, and that's why I had to add the blocks for the hinges and the blocks here to keep my closure tight. All right, so down on the inside, what I got going on here, this is the the power cord for the pump. And what it'll do, it comes with this little notch right here. Just take and run this back out through here. Just like so. Just like that. And then see, when the lid's closed, it's just coming out right there. But down in here, I glued a piece of clear plexiglass, because this is slightly textured, and I wanted my suction cups on my pump to have a good slick surface to stick to. So I just glued that piece of plexi in there. And again, a lot of this is just stuff I had laying around the house. But coming off the pump, I ordered this right here. This is a Danco Venturi, and I tried to contact Danco directly, and they never answered me back. But I found one online at a place called BottomDwellersTackle.com, and they've got them. And I ordered that Venturi, because on these little kits that you can buy, they come with these little things that you suction cup up in there, and I've used these in a cooler, and yeah, they pretty much just garbage. But I want some good air in there to keep my bait as fresh as I can. And then these little black things right here that I got the wire, they're like a twist lock. So I can just untwist all that and take all that out to clean it if I want to. And what these are, they're made for wiring, and I use them, I do low voltage work for a living. These are the wire, but you can see, you just kind of twist in. It's an inline little wire holder, but they work good for the hose on the Venturi too. But this just comes down, and then it goes into this nipple right here, and as that pump's running, it's sucking air through that Venturi, and then it comes around. And I added this piece of hose here because just straight out of the Venturi is pretty doggone strong, so this piece of hose right here just kind of muffles it down some, makes it where it's not so harsh. But anyway, also on the pumps, this is going to be my pump that I'm going to use for to fill it. I'll just drop this in the lake, and it's also my pump that I'll use to pump it out. I can just stick it right to the bottom of the tank, let it pump the water back out. Now this hose that I got, again, I'm saying I'm using stuff that I had laying around the house. I'll stay stuck. This is where I'll replace my dishwasher a couple years ago. I kept the hose, and that doggone thing works fantastic. So it pays to be a hoarder sometimes. And I made these, and these wire ends right here. Now I added another 12-volt socket in the boat that this can plug into if I want to power off of the battery in the boat. Just plug this in, and then both pumps, my fuel pump and the pump in the tank, I put these on here, these SAE connector, and then I can put these ends, you know, switch them out. I want to power it on the boat, plug it in the boat like so, or if I want to power off an external battery, I made me a set of alligator clips, same connector. I can do this on both pumps, so I can use these, you know, either way if I'm not in my boat and I want to power, or when I get home, if I want to take it out of the boat and power it for, you know, with some brim in it, I need to use the alligator clips. And then I got these two big batteries right here, and what they are is off of a commercial fire alarm. When they do the inspections, you know, it's a time thing, not a does the battery need to be replaced, it's how old it is. And so I got them two big batteries, and there ain't nothing wrong with them. They got plenty of life left in them, and I mean they'll run a bait tank for 2 weeks, but not that long. But I mean they're pretty stout, and they were free, worked great. But anyway, then, you know, I'm gonna put the G-juice, and if I put shad in there, I'm gonna do salt. If I put brim in there, I don't mess with no salt. I just put some of this, and then I got my net that I did a repair on. It was a cheap old Amazon garbage and that little flimsy, so I took some CPVC, made me a new handle. That's been working good. All right, so I'm gonna get this thing full of water, and I'm gonna show you how that Venturi works. So bring you back just here in a few. All right, y'all, got her full of water, so let's turn it on. You can see here I got the alligator clips hooked in the pump, the big fire alarm battery. Here we go. All right, you can see what it's doing. It's aerating pretty good with that Venturi. You see this trash that's in here too. It's also the way I got that hose. It's starting to create a current. You get the shad in here, they're gonna be swimming that current like this right here. So I think it'll work good. I think it's putting out a whole lot more air in the water than that little plastic thing that, you know, that comes with them kits. But working pretty good. And down in there, going pretty strong, but not overpowering. Coming straight out of that Venturi, I mean it's blowing serious. I didn't want it that strong. But anyway, that's it for that. Let me show you now. Let's switch over. So when I get ready to drain this thing, take this other pump I got. I'm just gonna stick it right to the bottom of the tank. And you know, when I fill, I'll just drop that tank down in the lake and let it fill up. Plug it in, and there she goes. Drain it right on out. But anyway, you know, if you want a fairly inexpensive, nicer pump, better than using a cooler or a bucket, I'm sure, and maybe an option for you. Like I said, I got about 500 bucks in it. I ordered the tank from Walmart.com. The Venturi I got from a place called BottomDwellersTackle.com. The pumps, that pump I already had. This pump I ordered Amazon. You order that little kit. It comes with some hose. You know, it's already got the suction cups on it to stick, and all the hardware come off Amazon. Cutting board come from Ollie's. So yeah, that's it. I think it's gonna work good, and I put the pump in the center, you know, so just hopefully the fish could just swim around it and not be swimming around here and right into the pond, but who knows. Anyway, I think it's gonna work good. And if you got any questions, please reach out, and we'll see you on the next one.